Lenovo has just made their 2022 lineup Legion laptops available, and we have one right here for review. Today we're taking a look at the 2022 iteration of the Legion 5i Pro featuring a 12th generation Intel Core CPU. Legion models from this recent launch also had a big surprise. Lenovo will now include a 3-year accidental damage protection with these models straight out of the store. That means that you can be a little bit more careless around your Legion laptop because Lenovo will cover you for accidental bumps, spills, or even drops. We'll talk about that in more details as well as performance, screen quality, and battery life in this video, so keep watching to find out more. What is up? It's your boy Boss Mac and back to gaming.com, and today we're going to be reviewing the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro 2022 gaming laptop. So let's dive right in because we have a lot to unpack here. Starting up with the looks, you may probably be aware of Legion's brand slogan, stylish outside, savage inside. The Legion 5i Pro's design isn't technically old, but it does continue the approach that Lenovo has been using for all of their gaming laptops, which some may feel is starting to age. Personally, I haven't really settled on how I feel about the design, but I will err on the positive and say it's an effective design, especially as it allows Lenovo to use better cooling, although I will urge them to rethink the bulk of the design. And speaking of cooling, Lenovo's Legion Cold Front 4.0 allows their GPU TGPs to be in the higher marks with the GeForce RTX 3070 Ti option rated for up to 150 watts. You can cycle through the different performance modes easily by pressing Function Q, which will dynamically cycle you from balance to turbo to quiet. You can do this on the fly with no software needed. In turbo mode, you'll be able to really feel the performance of the Legion 5i Pro in exchange for a slight increase in fan noise. There's still no fan control under Lenovo Vantage to control fan speed, despite having the option to manually set overclock targets under Vantage. Ultimately, now that Legion 5i Pro isn't the only QHD screen option anymore amongst Legion offerings, an increase in graphics horsepower is definitely welcome. So going back to the design, let's take a quick look at this year's Legion 5i Pro. Lenovo is mixing it up this year and is now putting the Legion logo type in the lid. Regardless of the color option you choose, whether it's storm gray or glacier white, the Legion logo is very legible thanks to the chrome treatment that Lenovo uses for their Legion badge on the chassis. The cover material is aluminum but perfectly color matches the rest of the laptop. Onto I/O, Legion laptops are one of the brands you can reliably expect to have I/O on the sides as well as the rear. The Legion 5i Pro now has two USB Type-C ports on the left. One is USB 3.2 Gen 2 and the other is Thunderbolt 4 Type-C. The addition of another Type-C port on the left pushes the 3.5mm audio jack to the right side, which joins the standard USB Type-A 5GB port. I've seen people disapprove of this design choice as the cable do jut out from this side, which in smaller desks may indeed be an issue, and I can definitely see that. Thankfully, the Legion 5i Pro has ports on the rear, including two USB Type-A ports, an HDMI 2.1 port, a full-size LAN port, and the power input port. There's also a Type-C port here, which also doubles as a power delivery port that now supports up to 135 watts of PD charging. Speaking of charging, the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro's power brick is rated for 300 watts for this specific model. It is on the larger side, so it does add up to the total carry rate if you plan to bring this with you. So having the option of charging by a smaller PD charger is definitely a welcome feature if you don't plan on gaming. Now onto the keyboard. I am very vocal about my bias towards Legion laptops' True Strike keyboards. They're the right size and pitch that truly captures my preferred typing experience on a laptop and doesn't make me wanna fumble for my mechanical keyboard. The Legion 5i Pro now also receives 4-zone RGB on the keyboard for extra customization. Complementing the great typing experience is the large one-piece trackpad with a spacious surface as well as an intuitive click experience. Both keyboard and trackpad are treated with resistive coating to reduce fading over time. And lastly, we have the screen. Lenovo offers a 1080p 240Hz display as well as a 2560 by 1600 165Hz screen. Both screen options are rated for 500 nits and are certified display HDR 400. Our sample has a 2560 by 1600 screen, which is increasingly becoming the standard resolution for modern displays on a 16-inch panel. It shows a lot more on screen than the older 1080p standard, but doesn't have the performance stacks that a 4K screen has. And that leads us to performance. The Lenovo Legion 5i Pro sample we are testing today is the 2022 model featuring 12th generation Intel Core i7-12700H with a 16GB of DDR5 4800 memory. The GPU is an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti rated for 150 watts of total graphics power. For the complete benchmarks, we have a written version of this review with all of our system and gaming benchmarks listed. The link is down in the description. For this video, we'll only touch on a couple of them, so be sure to check that out at backtogaming.com once you're done watching this video. It is quite extensive. Starting off with Puget benchmark for Photoshop, our benchmark score is 1015, which roughly equates to around the equivalent of an 8-core desktop CPU, a modern one. So DDR5 should help improve that performance as well as the faster PCIe Gen 4 storage. Speaking of faster storage, that should also help in video editing, especially with working with larger 4K files. Our Puget benchmark score for Premiere Pro is around 840 points, which translates to around 80% of performance of a 12-core desktop CPU. If you work with mostly 1080p or 720p for rapid delivery or SDEs, the performance of this laptop coupled with the faster memory and high-speed SSD, both internal as well as by Thunderbolt 4 or even the 10GB USB 3.2 ports, will definitely allow for more creative freedom with the Legion 5i Pro 2022 and should present as a viable desktop replacement. And now we finally arrived to gaming performance. Here are a couple of clips for the Legion 5i Pro 2022 with the GeForce RTX 3070 Ti in action. In our 15-game average, the Legion 5i Pro averages around 148 FPS in 1440p resolution. In the native 2560 by 1600 resolution, this only drops a bit to 141. In most instances, the penalty of going from 1440p to 1600p is only 6%, which is quite negligible, so feel free to stick with the native 1610 resolution. We also have 4K benchmarks results for those planning to run an external monitor, and I'm happy to report that the Legion 5i Pro 2022 with an RTX 3070 Ti will perform well in this resolution, averaging around 86 FPS with esports games like CSGO and Valorant even exceeding that and reaching the 200 FPS mark in 4K. Talking about temperatures, in gaming loads, the GPU sits around 80 degrees Celsius while running at 1274 MHz in balance mode. In this mode, Lenovo AI Engine handles system resources to divert power to the resource which needs it most. Shifting to turbo mode boosts our GPU clock speed to 1411 MHz but goes 5 degrees Celsius hotter. This only gives plus 4 FPS in our Final Fantasy 15 4K workload, so it's best to stick to balance in AAA games, but esports games like Valorant may benefit more with the increased GPU clock speed. So to wrap up, Lenovo's Legion 5i Pro 2022 is definitely an upgrade, especially if you're coming from the Intel platform 2 years ago. This is more true if you'll be using it for gaming, but for workstation usage, especially 4K video work, last year's models are still very viable, which leads us to what may be enough reason to make you jump ship. With this year's Legion lineup comes the announcement of Lenovo's beefed-up support structure. Not only are Legion owners getting 1, 2, 3-year Premium Care support, they're also receiving Legion Ultimate support. While many of my followers may be lucky to have me as their 24-hour support line, a lot of you may not. Legion's Ultimate support is an extended support system of gamers who will help you in maximizing your Legion laptop for your gaming needs. This is an extension of Lenovo's industry-leading Premium Care support, with its best feature being its on-site service. If you've been hanging out at the Legion PH community, you'll see a bunch of happy folks sharing their photos with Lenovo personnel in their home providing technical services. And I know it's cliche, but wait, there's more. Starting with this year's release, Legion is including 3-year accidental damage protection. So for people that want an extra layer of protection for the longevity of their products, accidental damage protection covers you from water spills, damage from electrical surge, or even damages to your screen. This should be great news for those of you going back to the field, especially event creatives that really push their laptops to the edge wherever they go. And there's still more. Alongside pre-installed Microsoft Windows 11, Lenovo is including a free lifetime license for Microsoft Office Home and Student with your Legion laptop. A 6,995 peso value, yours absolutely free for life with your Legion 5i Pro 2022. And for my gaming people out there, experience the greatness of Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass on PC with Lenovo Legion, as they also included a 3-month PC Game Pass access so you can enjoy hundreds of games for free for a low monthly fee. Enjoy 3 months free access and only 119 pesos monthly with Microsoft PC Game Pass. When it comes to pure gaming performance, the Legion 5i Pro 2022 is damn near perfect and can easily serve as a complete desktop replacement thanks to its rich I/O options, together with the no-holds-barred helping of value-adding extras like a 3-year Premium Care, 3-year accidental damage protection, a lifetime Microsoft Office license, and 3 months of PC Game Pass. The Lenovo Legion 5i Pro is not just offering performance, it is also giving us assurance that this laptop will last for a long time. The Legion 5i Pro 2022 starts at 119,995 pesos for the Intel Core i7-12700h model plus an RTX 3060 and is available now, with the RTX 3070 Ti configurations available later in the year. The model we're reviewing right here is the i7-12700h plus 16GB of DDR5 memory, and an RTX 3070 Ti will have an SRP of 139,995 pesos. Experience the latest generation of Legion devices powered by 12th generation Intel Core processors and Windows 11. Get it from exclusive stores and authorized resellers nationwide. Follow Legion Philippines on Facebook and Instagram for more updates. This has been your boy Boss Mac, back to gaming.com. If you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.